You may know my next guest from the television show Freaks and Geeks, and starting Friday, she can be seen playing Velma in Scooby-Doo. Let's take a look.
Fred, get back. I found this place. I called dibs on its clues.
I've already found some clues.
What?
Followed some weird footprints up here, and might be dangerous for you. Velma! What are you doing here?
This ride was closed due to dangerous construction. It's the most likely place to hatch an insidious plan. And I wanted to scare the patootie out of Daphne.
Well, since we're all together, let's split up and look for more clues.
Please welcome Linda Cardellini. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
I grew up watching Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't go outside much, and as you can tell, the sun is destructive to me. So I think you're like too attractive to play Velma. You know, I think you're. I mean, Velma.
Thanks, I guess.
Yeah, well, no. Velma was always. I mean, she's very frumpy, and
right.
They really had to probably go overboard to try and make you look somewhat like Velma.
Well, I said when I started, you know, frumpier the better. Like, I'd like her to look a lot different than I do.
Right.
Hopefully.
Well,
but you know, and I think it works.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm curious about. There's been all these stories in the press. They say that they had to cut some scenes out of the movie because there was this lesbian innuendo between your character and Daphne. Like, that your character, Velma, was sort of coming on to Daphne, and at the last second, the movie studio was like, we got to cut that out.
Yeah.
Is that true?
There were a few scenes that were a little controversial, I think. And
I love, like, controversial lesbian scenes in the Scooby-Doo movie. That just cracks me up. Yeah, children can't go see the Scooby-Doo movie. What were the scenes that they cut out? I just want to know.
There is one scene where Velma has a little too much to drink, and she gets a little loose, and she starts to sing on top of the piano, and she rips off her sweater, and she's got sort of a 1940s style Rosie the Riveter-esque bra on, and she sings a love ballad of sorts, and she points, and the joke is, you know, Fred and Daphne don't know which one she's pointing to. Right.
Oh, so that doesn't sound quite as steamy as what I was imagining in my head.
Well, there's a few other things.
I'll tell you later what I was thinking about up here. Now, did you, when you watched the Scooby-Doo cartoon, because you probably had to watch a lot of them, you know, for this movie, did you see lesbian tension between those characters?
No, I mean, there was always rumors, you know, as you grow up watching it.
The rumors about all the cartoon characters.
Yeah, yeah,
Yogi and Boo Boo, I mean, what the hell's going on there?
But no, in fact, when I was a kid, Velma was so androgynous looking, I didn't know if she was a boy or a girl. I thought, you know, but then I noticed that she had bumps under her sweater, and I realized that she was probably a girl.
Okay,
so.
Bumps. It's the least sexy way to say it. Great bumps. There was.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was also, I guess they had to cut out some stuff that sort of implied that the character of Shaggy was a stoner, and they cut that out of the movie too. I want to see the original cut of this movie, by the way. Shaggy's getting high behind the
Shaggy
van.
and Scooby ran a business, and they sold pot for $5. But
that's
it turns
not innuendo.
No. It turns out it's a clay pot.
Oh, okay. All right. We're like, there was a little bit of innuendo. They sold kilos of pot.
Nate Newton.
What's that?
Nate Newton.
Suddenly got your interest there. All right.
Yeah, it's like $5.
Yeah. What? That sounds cheap.
Get a van load of it.
Merchandising on this going to be big, right?
Yeah,
is this one of those movies where they're going to have all the characters and the dolls and everything?
Yeah, I hope so. People have mentioned that there's a chance I'll be a doll, and you know, little kids can play with me. See what's under Velma's sweater. Look at the bumps.
With movable bumps and kung fu grip. I mentioned Freaks and Geeks up front. This was a show that was only on for a year.
Yeah.
But it became this cult favorite. I love the show because it portrayed high school when I was going to high school in like the late 70s, early 1980s. That's right, I'm 64 years old. And it was such a great depiction of high school at that time. And I think a
Yeah.
lot of people really liked that show.
Yeah.
What were you like when you were in high school?
You know, I was okay. I went through quite an awkward phase, I think, for the very first 3 years. I was a really late bloomer. I was painfully small.
Me too.
Really?
Late bloomer, yeah.
Really?
And my voice changed like 4 years ago. I'm not kidding.
And I had to shop in kids section, and I could never find clothes that fit me. And I remember there was someone who once said to me that when I first entered high school, I looked like I had the body of a 10-year-old little boy, but then he knew I would pull through okay by the end.
Who told you that?
Some guy in high school.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm showing him.
You know what? Whenever I see these shows that depict high school,
He's laughing at me.
You're gonna make a priest joke, then, okay.
no, I was not.
You thought about it, though, didn't you?
I tried to have a classy show for a second, but Matthew McConaughey would not let it happen.
Oh, that's fair play. That's fair play.
Thanks for doing it for me, though. You know, it's funny though, because a lot of the shows, a lot of the shows that depict high school aren't really depicting high school. They're depicting what people wish they had, like Beverly Hills
Right.
90210. All those people who are, you know, the actors were in their mid-40s, were like, but that was like, no wonder they looked cool and they had like neat cars and stuff.
Yeah,
and
they're all rich.
And I was like, when I was, I want to go back to high school now and like be a cool guy who knows how to talk to women.
Me too.
And, yeah.
No, in the show we weren't cool.
No, that's what I loved about Freaks and Geeks, is that it was like an accurate depiction of what high school is really like.
Yeah, it was a little bit painful, I think, for people to catch on and like.
Yeah, clearly, America didn't want that.
Yeah.
Well, Scooby-Doo opens Friday. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Yeah, good to have you here. Linda Cardellini, everybody. We'll be right back with Tom Papa. We'll see you in a sec.